This DIY is requested by one of our creative family members. This diamond tray is one of my previous DIYs that one of our creative family members really loved, and she wanted to know if I could create matching coasters. And I did. So if you want to learn how, then please keep watching. In this DIY, I'll be using this amazing clear cast, and I picked this up from Michael's, and I think it retails for about $22, but of course I used my coupon and got it for 50% off. I also have some silicone molds. I also have some glitter that I'll be using. This is not the fine glitter that I normally use. It's a little bit bigger. And I'll also be using 2 of the 3 cups that come with the resin. It also comes with popsicle sticks, but I already had some on hand, so we'll be using those. I also have some of these bathroom cups that I picked up from Walmart. You'll also need some type of mask. Now this resin is not as stinky as some resins, but please use it near an open window or in a well-ventilated area. Oh, and you can also use some gloves. I won't be using any today, but gloves are advised to use, so we're going to use the round one. I forgot, we'll also need some of the diamonds that we used in our tray. So you open your box, and you have A and B. And what you want to do is pour equal amounts in each container. The cups measure up to 30 milliliters. So I'm adding glitter to the mix. I'm only going to add 20 milliliters in each cup. Part A is really thick. It's a lot thicker than Part B. Next, I'll mix Part A and Part B into this bathroom cup. I always double up on the cups just in case it cracks. So I'm going to mix this up for about 3 minutes. We're going to put some glitter inside and then pour it into our mold. Now I'll mix in about a half a teaspoon of glitter. When I pour the glitter and resin mixture into this mold, I have to make sure that I'll leave enough room to put my diamonds in place, and make sure that the mixture gets inside this part of the mold as well. I'm pouring just enough of the mixture to get into the sides of the mold, while leaving a thin layer of the mixture at the bottom of the mold. Since I have some mixture left over, I'll create a different coaster using this mold. Now I'll use the popsicle stick to remove the glitter from the sides of the mold. Now I'll cover this with a bowl and let it cure for about 5 hours. 5 hours has passed, and now I'll check my resin to see if it's still soft and pliable. I wanted this consistency because it's firm enough that the diamonds won't poke through the bottom if I need to push them down, and sticky enough to hold them in place as well. Instead of pouring the diamonds on top of the mixture, I'll place some of them right side up first. The diamonds are top heavy, so most of them will land upside down. So to avoid that, I'll place some right side up and then pour more diamonds on after. Next, I'll check to make sure that the diamonds are sitting lower than the top of the mold. Okay, everything looks good. So next, I'll mix more resin and then pour it into the mold, making sure that I cover all the diamonds completely. As you can see, the resin looks really cloudy, and that's because I have my window open and it's really cool in here. So I'll move it to a warmer place, cover it up, let the resin set up, and when you see it again, you'll see that it cleared up completely. Okay, so I let the resin set up overnight, and as you can see, it's completely clear. And you can also see that there's no diamonds sitting higher than the mold. Next, I'll release my coaster from the mold by gently pulling the mold away from the coaster. Okay, so here's our completed coaster, and here's what the bottom looks like. And here's the top, and as you see, I have a little bit of resin overflow, so I'm just going to use my fingers to remove it. And here you have it, our completed coaster. I think it's absolutely stunning, glam, elegant, and blingy. I'm totally in love with how it turned out, but comment below if you think I should add some additional bling around the outside of the coaster. Now if you plan on recreating these coasters, I'll leave a link below to where you can purchase the molds. You can also get the diamonds and the resin from Michael's. Make sure you use your coupon. And if you make these to resell, I would sell them no cheaper than $10 a piece. My price would be $15 per coaster. Okay, so moving on to coaster number 2. I let this one set up overnight, so the resin has completely hardened. There's some glitter stuck to the sides of the mold, so I'll use a popsicle stick to remove it. I have a piece of a vinyl mat left over from a previous DIY, so I decided to use it to decorate this coaster. So I'm going to place the mat on top of the coaster, cut around to make sure that I get the shape of the coaster, and then trim it off so that it'll fit inside the coaster. Alright, so after I got the perfect fit, I poured more resin into the mold. Now if you decide to recreate this coaster or use a different embed, let your first layer of resin set up for 5 hours like the first coaster that I did. Then put your embed in and it'll stick to your bottom layer. Make sure that your embed is flat and smooth. Then pour in your final layer of resin. Because the base of this coaster was completely dry, I had a problem with my embed sticking to the bottom of the coaster. So I had to periodically check it and push it back down with the popsicle stick until it cured enough to hold it in place. Now I'll put this aside and let it cure overnight. Here's another coaster that I made because I had some extra resin left over. I've already poured the first layer of resin, then I let that dry, put in a second layer of resin, embedded some of these sticks, and sprinkled a little bit of silver glitter in there. And now I'll pour my final layer of resin and let it set up overnight as well. Okay, so after letting this coaster set up overnight, you can see that the resin is rock hard. And if you look closely, you'll notice that the embed partially lifted from the bottom of the coaster. And some of the mat is still partially exposed, so I'll have to pour another layer of resin over the top of this. That's why I mentioned earlier to make sure that your first layer is still sticky if you plan on putting an embed inside your coaster. Luckily, I have a second one that turned out perfect. This one was made with leftover glitter and resin mixture as well. But I think I'd like to try to use a mat with a different color and make one with clear resin as well. I think these coasters are beautiful as well, and I've decided to give this set away. I'm actually going to make 2 more, so there'll be 4 coasters in all. But I'll be hosting this giveaway on my second channel, and I'll be sure to leave a link to my second channel below, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe now so that you don't miss out on this giveaway and the upcoming giveaways on that channel. Okay, with that said, I'll unmold my third coaster. And here's my third and final coaster, and I absolutely love it. As you can see, you can take something really simple and make it into something beautiful. The sky's the limit when it comes to creating things with resin. There's so many different designs that you can make. Like this beautiful Chanel coaster, for instance. And I have a complete DIY on my second channel to show you how to create this. If you have any ideas of a coaster that you'd like for me to design, comment below what you'd like to see, and maybe I'll feature your design in my next DIY on my second channel. So again, the DIY for the Chanel coaster will be on my second channel, as well as the coaster giveaway. So head on over to my second channel, subscribe, and make sure you click your notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload. Okay, creative family members, this concludes my DIY. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would truly love to have you join my YouTube family. I really love reading your comments, so please comment and share. Okay, creative family members, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.